Welcome back to Unseen Evidence. Today, we're diving into a chilling case that has captured national attention, the Idaho murders. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more true crime content. On November 13, 2022, a tragic event unfolded in Moscow, Idaho, that would leave a community and a nation in shock. For University of Idaho students, Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, were found dead in their off-campus home. This case has not only raised questions about safety on college campuses but has also sparked widespread media attention and public speculation. Kaylee and Madison were best friends, known for their vibrant personalities and love for life. Xana was described as a dedicated student and a caring friend, while Ethan was remembered as a kind and supportive partner. Their lives were tragically cut short, and the circumstances surrounding their deaths remain deeply unsettling. The police reported that the victims were found in the early afternoon, but the timeline of events leading up to that moment is still unclear. What we do know is that the night before, the four friends had been out socializing, enjoying their college life, before returning home around 1:45 a.m. As the investigation unfolded, authorities described the scene as targeted, leading many to wonder about the motive behind such a horrific act. The community was left reeling, grappling with the loss of young lives and the fear that followed. We'll dive deeper into the investigation details, community reactions, and the theories that have emerged. Stay tuned as we uncover more about this heartbreaking case. The evening of November 12, 2022, began like any other for the four friends. Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogen were seen at a local bar, the Corner Club, where they enjoyed drinks and socialized with friends. They left the bar around 1:30 a.m., making their way back to their home. Meanwhile, Xana Kernodle and her boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, were at a different gathering at a nearby fraternity house. They returned home shortly after Kaylee and Madison, around 1:45 a.m. Once back at their residence, the four friends settled in for the night. However, the timeline takes a dark turn in the early hours of November 13. Around 3 a.m., police received a report of an unconscious person at the home. When they arrived, they discovered the four victims inside. The investigation revealed that the victims were likely attacked while they were asleep, and the scene was described as chaotic. Authorities quickly labeled the incident as a homicide, leading to widespread concern in the community. In the days that followed, the Moscow Police Department launched an extensive investigation, interviewing friends, family, and local residents. They sought to piece together the events of that night and identify any potential suspects. As the investigation progressed, the community rallied together, holding vigils and memorials to honor the lives lost. The timeline of events not only highlights the tragic night but also the profound impact it had on the entire community. As the investigation into the Idaho murders unfolded, law enforcement faced numerous challenges while trying to piece together the events of that tragic night. Immediately following the discovery of the victims, the Moscow Police Department launched a comprehensive investigation. They worked tirelessly to gather evidence, interview witnesses, and analyze the crime scene. However, the nature of the case presented unique difficulties. Despite the challenges, investigators remained committed to solving the case. They utilized various investigative techniques, including interviewing friends and acquaintances of the victims, looking into their social circles, and exploring any potential connections that could lead to a suspect. As the investigation continued, the community held its breath, hoping for answers and justice for the four young lives lost. The details of the investigation not only highlight the complexities of the case but also the dedication of law enforcement to uncover the truth. The Idaho murders sent shockwaves through the small town of Moscow, leaving the community grappling with grief, fear, and a desire for justice. In the days following the tragedy, residents came together to honor the lives of Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Vigils were held across the town, where friends, family, and strangers gathered to share memories, light candles, and support one another in their sorrow. Some video clips of individuals and family members.
And then of course got pushed on that because they didn't have any information. information about who the killer was or what happened or a motive, and then had to backtrack on that also and say, well, we can't really say that. So I think they're trying to walk this line. I mean, you know how it is. Like, this is a small town. People are literally freaking out here. Like, I mean, I can't tell you that enough. Like, people don't go out at night. They think the killer is among them here. People have put double locks on their doors. I went to the vigil last night. They have, metal detectors to get in, and police with binoculars up in the balconies. So I think they're walking this fine line of trying to keep the community somewhat calm, but at the same time also being open that they don't really know what happened.
And I want to remind you that that's the most important message that we have for you and your families, is to make sure that you spend as much time as possible with those people, because time is precious and it's something you can't get back.
But these girls were absolutely beautiful. They've been friends since 6th grade. It's a shame and it hurts. But the beauty of the two always being together is something that it comforts us. It lets us know that they were with their best friends in the whole world.
As the investigation continued, the community remained hopeful for answers. The tragedy not only brought about a collective mourning but also sparked conversations about safety, mental health, and the importance of supporting one another in times of crisis. As the investigation into the Idaho murders progressed, various theories and speculations began to emerge, capturing the attention of both the local community and the broader public. With the lack of immediate answers, many turned to speculation to make sense of the tragedy. Online forums and social media platforms became hotbeds for discussion, where users shared their theories about potential suspects and motives.
By what they know so far about the brutal murders of 4 University of Idaho students. Police released a statement saying there was conflicting information released. The prosecutor's office said that the suspect specifically targeted the off-campus home of the students, and that one or more of the people who lived there were undoubtedly targeted. But police say that was a miscommunication, and they do not know if there was a specific target. 4 students, 3 women and 1 man, were found stabbed to death on November 13th. The coroner believes they were likely all asleep when the attack started, but some of the victims did have defensive wounds. 2 surviving roommates called.
Additionally, there were discussions about the potential involvement of someone from the victims' pasts. Friends and acquaintances were scrutinized, leading to speculation about jealousy, rivalry, or unresolved conflicts. However, law enforcement urged the public to refrain from jumping to conclusions without evidence. As the investigation continued, some theories began to gain traction, particularly those that involved known individuals in the victims' lives. The media coverage intensified, with various outlets exploring different angles and potential suspects, further fueling public interest and speculation. Thanks for watching. For more interesting videos, please subscribe.